Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, for everybody listening to us on the face of the earth, wherever you listen to us from. I bid you a warm welcome. It is Boomba on your Boom Radio NG, and it promises to be a very interesting one. My name is Ola Dolupo. For people that do not know, you might be wondering what kind of name is that. Yeah, the first time you're hearing it, I get it. It's Ola Dolupo, just in case you want to repeat it, just for emphasis. Ola Dolupo, the one and only. That's it. You got it now. So, and with me in the studio. Hello.
Finish what you're saying now.
No, I'm done. That's what I said. With me in the studio.
With you in the studio is the one and only S to the R. You know what I'm saying? You get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. My friends call me Shola. No, they don't. I actually get more of Rogers than I get of Shola. I don't know why. It's happening to my children now. So the world seems to feel more comfortable with that name than your first name. But it's all right. It's all right. The Boom Bar, 1 hour of entertainment, politics. We talk music, sports, entertainment, politics, and everything in between. It gets heated at times. We go deep, we go in depth. But one of the things that we really like doing is also preferring solutions. Like, it's not just enough to criticize. You should be able to bring a better way up. If you, like, for instance, think that something hasn't been done right, then you should do it yourself. So, Dolupo has already welcomed you to the bar. I have just added a little bit of sprinkling to whatever she's done.
Oh, and yeah.
On that note, it's time to get the drinks, and I'm the only one with a bottle today, or cup.
Actually, you just forgot. I don't know why this happens sometimes.
Wait, do bankers forget their money?
I literally just forget.
Do tailors forget to disappoint?
Seriously?
No, I'm trying to tell you things that are constant.
Wow.
Do bankers forget their money?
Wow.
Do loan apps forget to call all your contacts?
Oh my God.
Do tailors forget to disappoint? Do landlords forget rent? You know how landlords are with rent. And your landlord has to greet you 3 months to rent. It's only reminding you. I'm just greeting is a lie, okay?
Yeah,
we know what you're about.
But
it's all good in the hood, and we're just going to dive right into it. A lot of things are happening in our world. There's football at the Champions League and league level. Man United, Brighton yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Then there was
it was 2-0.
Some amazing football on the continent. You want to talk about all of that now? So okay, let's go.
I think
so. We're going to start with football.
I think we should. You started with football, so let's just dive right into it. Did you think that it was what's the word now? Surprising that Manchester United actually won that game? I think it.
The first half was drab at best, and it credit to Brighton. Brighton were more or less the better side. The highlight of the first half was the save by David De Gea again. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a guy that was voted best player of the month. If your goalkeeper is getting all the awards back to back, you have problems. You have serious problems.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Your goal scorers are not the best players. Your midfielders are not. Your defenders are not. It's your goalkeeper, which means that they have all lost. And it's only the goalkeeper that is left to save the day.
Wow.
Yeah. Think about it.
I never thought about it that way, though.
So, Man United are in deep something.
But they won yesterday's game. And they got 3 points.
The goal they got. Funny thing is, yesterday I was monitoring 3 games. At some point, I stopped monitoring the Man City game. Because I'll watch it for a bit. I'm like, okay, 4-0. What else do you want to see? In the first half already. In fact, I'm disappointed. When they entered at 5, I'm like, come on, guys. You guys should have been able to score like 8 or 9 or 10 goals. And they're on the road, though.
Really?
They're on the road. So Man City, at the moment, are the best team in the world.
Oh no, they're doing
there's
amazing.
there's nobody that's going to come close to them.
They're doing
The way they're looking, I think this is their year to win the Champions League.
To win the Champions League.
I
agree
think so.
with you. I agree too.
Then the other game is PSG versus
Real Madrid. Of course, it was.
There are a lot of things about that team.
There was.
Karim Benzema is French. Came back home to play the top French team.
Exactly.
Kylian Mbappe is French. It's been linked to Real Madrid. He ended up dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, one guy is used to playing Real Madrid all the time.
Which he hasn't in a while.
And his name is Lionel Messi.
And then you get a penalty. Which, let's be honest with ourselves, everybody loses penalties. If the best of the world, which I'm sure that by the time he was probably their best penalty taker, of course, for them to. But it is what it is. But Project Mbappe. That guy is a machine. It's a machine.
Kylian, what did you call him now?
It's a machine.
No, you called him something Mbappe.
Project Mbappe.
Whatever it is you called him, I agree.
Oh no.
The future is very bright for world football, especially with the way the guy is intelligent and he shows it on the ball.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Except Ballon d'Or of FIFA best, they need to look. I don't know. Maybe because he's black. Of course, there's been a lot of controversy about those things, but. Shout out to Messi, shout out to Ronaldo. As of today, Mbappe does not, those two don't come near Mbappe. I agree that they're not age mates and all that. I saw a statistics yesterday that said that in the last 52 games of PSG, or the last 52 goals of PSG, he has been involved one way or another. He's either giving an assist or he's scoring a goal.
And that's how influential he is to.
I think it's going to be a major loss.
Yeah, again, how did they watch him wind down his contract? That's the part I don't get. And
I think he just wants to leave.
But how did they let it happen? You don't let go of this kind of players.
You give him the money, whatever it is that he wants.
My guy. Okay, you want shares in the company? Can we give you a part of PSG or something?
I'm telling you, is really good.
Then Neymar is back. Neymar came back, and of course Neymar is showing flashes of Neymar. Hopefully this team will get their season off again with this guys leading the line again. There's still Angel Di Maria and one or two other players in that amazing PSG team. Just as at the time that Messi lost the penalty, of course it was not like he kicked it away. The goalkeeper actually did a good job on it. 52 seconds after, thereabout, Ronaldo scores from open play. Is outside the box,
and he's had a draw.
He hasn't scored this year, and everybody's been on his case. I'm like, this guy must be that good. Now he's set a record, like he scored for like 22 years or so on the bounce every year, back to back. He scores. So he has also added this year to that long list of his. Then people started tweeting, all the majors, minors, everybody were tweeting, Messi misses penalty, Ronaldo scores after. I'm like, oh my god. When are we going to let go of this rivalry and all of that? Let's be calming down.
I think it's never going to happen until these two stop playing.
Yeah. So all of that and then some, Then, of course, the Man United game, like we talked about, after Ronaldo scored his game.
And I don't know why people never talked about, was it last weekend? Chelsea winning the
World Club Championship. The truth is,
I don't know why nobody.
The World Club Championship has never been that glamorous.
So it was.
It's not something that people would want to make too much noise about. It's never been that glamorous. Look, it happened a few years ago when Chelsea won then they used to call it Milk Cup. Then it became I think it's now Carabao Cup or whatever it's called. The way Jose Mourinho celebrated that thing must have played a role in the way people started celebrating that trophy. People didn't care about it. The League Cup. So it's the same thing that I saw happening with. It shows how powerful the Chelsea brand is. That now that they won it, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, wow, like you're asking this question." But the truth is, do you know who won it last year?
Okay,
Do you know who won it last year?
I'm not sure.
Do you understand what you get what I'm trying to say?
Even with Chelsea, it's not. I saw it in passing.
This is the hype. I've not seen this hype in a long time.
Oh, this is hype.
That's a lot of hype.
Oh wow.
So congratulations to Chelsea, well deserved. They played a good tournament. Johnny Gallo was at that tournament too with his team.
Yes,
but of course they couldn't go all the way.
Oh, they did.
But you look, it's football, and these things happen.
It definitely does happen. And still talking about sports. Yesterday there was talks of what's his name now? What's her name? Valieva. Camila Valieva, where there was
the
Russian
skatist.
Skater.
Yeah, of course, I was trying.
Thank you very much. Just put it out.
skate shoeist, skate ringist.
Take a drink. Have a drink.
Already did that.
So there was talks about her getting some doping, and there was a lot of issues. And as I yesterday afternoon, there was talks about how she came into contact with her grandfather's medication. That was why some of these things got into her bloodstream. Now, as of today, there's talks about how her test has revealed 3 different substances. And now the question is that, are these all drugs from you? Besides, are you popping your grandfather's pills?
I feel that the instant she had failed a drug test, the same standard that they use in all sports should have applied.
Been pulled out.
She should have been suspended immediately. But she was allowed to contest.
She's still contesting.
She was allowed to get to the finals. I think she's contesting for gold now or something. And I feel that is a disservice to other people who have failed drug tests in the past without even doping.
Yeah.
You get, because again, the Russian Sports Federation still has a lot of questions to answer when it comes to doping. This is why they were banned from the Olympics a few years ago. But now they're claiming that this person got in touch with her grandfather's drugs and all of that. Of course, poorly positioned grandfather cannot speak from wherever he is now to say, no, she didn't come in. I don't even have no drugs. All I do is pop a pill. Whatever it is, I think that with 3 different traces of God knows what found in our sample, then I think it's enough to actually at least suspend her.
Okay, let's come to Nigeria. As there's a little bit of news regarding the Minister of Sports. The Minister of Sports has today announced that the DTigress, that's the Nigerian women's basketball team, are to receive a 25 million naira presidential cash reward for beating France.
Yeah, I think this is coming off the back of what the ladies did a few months ago. So they more or less went on strike and they decided to air their grievances, which they did strongly on news platforms, on social media.
Yeah, they did.
Virtually every media house was dragging them, virtually to come for interviews, and they revealed a lot of things. Grants that were not paid, winning bonuses that were not paid. So the minister doing this now is a good thing. But I'm saying it must be because nobody wants to be dragged by those ladies again. Like, I don't want this else to drag me. It's not a great thing.
It's not,
the basketball thing in Nigeria is not looking good at all. It's not something that I feel is going well. They had 2 elections for the same seat, which is a bad sign.
Very, very bad one.
And I hope it does not prevent these ladies, even after qualifying, I hope it doesn't prevent them from getting to where they want to go.
Because things like this could get you banned.
Yeah.
Could definitely get you banned. I hope that, I think it's high time. I don't know, this is the kind of thing that the ministry needs to really look into.
Do you know that the African Basketball League that is being put together which of course has a strong connection to the NBA, does not have a Nigerian team.
Wow.
And they were there last year. In fact, that was what got Rivers Hoopers, the Nigerian team that represented Nigeria, verified.
Wow.
Because all the teams that participated, their social media handles were verified. A lot of things happened. Serious packaging is put into that tournament. That was, they would go play in Rwanda and all of that. This year now, no Nigerian team.
Nigerian team, because you can't even see.
And Hoopers are actually qualified to go, but because of the issues in Nigeria,
you can't even get your acts together. It's a very.
So I hope they will put their house in order before the girls get to go to the World Championship in I think Australia.
Okay, and finally, before we leave that issue, there was a story that I read earlier about FIFA extending globally the ban of a Bangladesh-based Nigerian footballer. And I'm wondering, like, what could you have done?
There's more than one side to every story. He's said to have breached a contract. And if that's the case, well, there's a way to deal with it, which is one of the things that the Bangladeshi people did by banning him. And of course, FIFA has upheld it now for 2 years. But if you understand some of the things that happen behind the scene, the way players are traded, especially players from this side of the world, the kind of contracts that they sign, then they get to those places, they don't get paid the way they should be paid. They get old salaries too outside Nigeria. If you hear some of these stories, you will be shocked. So I would like to hear the guy's side of the story. But if it's really true that this is what he's done, well, it deserves his 2-year punishment.
Okay, sad. But at the moment, there's really nothing that can be done. At the moment, he's officially banned for 2 years globally. And for football or footballers or people that understand football, they know that 2 years of your career is a lot, especially if you are not a spring chicken.
Yeah.
It's a very, very sad one. But anyway, let's quickly move off that and let's move to let's come to Nigeria. And it's one of the major trending topics for the past few days, or let me say for the past 2 days, after NDLEA served some people breakfast.
Fuel scarcity.
Meaning?
That's the biggest thing out there now. It's just that feedback I'm getting, some parts of Nigeria like Akure, Uyo, they're immune. But some parts of Nigeria like Abuja, Lagos, Ibadan, so...
Yeah, we'll get there.
No, I'm just saying that it's happening and I have fear.
Okay.
That's all.
That's what you were going to say.
I have fear.
Anyway, what I was saying, so people that the person or people, they're actually people now that were served breakfast on Valentine's Day. And it's the person of Abba Kyari and a few other policemen. And the past few days, there's been a little bit of back and forth, or more like a bit of tension if anybody else has, what's the word now, has realized that there's a little of tension between the NDLA and police. Yesterday, the police, or was it 2 days ago, when the police have announced that they had arrested Abba Kyari and 4 other people, and they had handed them over to the NDLEA. They also insinuated, or they said that staff of the NDLEA that were stationed in Enugu Airport were also culpable, and that NDLEA needs to look inward. Now, as of today, NDLEA has, and I think that I will still, regardless of what anybody else thinks, I think that on this particular case, I think NDLEA is really doing a lot of their homework. They're doing a lot. Like something, you bring something, they have evidence, they have things that they are very quick
to react,
to
and respond,
and it's like really
they're on point.
They're on point with everything they've been talking about.
The NDLEA is on point.
So After that allegation, of course, everybody has been going on about, is this true? Is this not true? A picture came up of one of the people that was arrested, an ASP who's supposed to be an assistant superintendent of police. We saw a picture of him with a very beautiful SUV. I am wondering, okay.
Nice suit, by the way.
Nice, what do they call that thing? Monkey jackets. That's what they're called now.
Okay.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
Or it's not conductor.
Conductor.
No, they're not conductors.
They have suits that they call conductors too.
Yes, now.
Wow.
Oh, they have monkey jackets. They have they have all those funny names. I know that it has a funny name.
Just give me t-shirt and jeans, man. T-shirt and jeans.
Okay. So as I was saying, anyway.
Denim
tops. NDLEA have now come out to say that they didn't even come out to say. They released statements from interrogation of these people that were arrested. Two different people, ASP James Bauer, and also a part of the statement gotten from Abba Kyari himself, saying that there is literally a whole ring. They do not own the drugs, according to this statement. And from what I understand by this statement, they don't own the drugs. They have someone working in the cartel that knows where those drugs are being moved, knows the person that is moving these drugs, takes pictures unknowingly to the person carrying the drugs, how it moves from Brazil to Ethiopia. I have a question though. Are there no straight flights from Brazil to Nigeria?
None.
Oh, really?
No direct flights. No direct flights.
Because I was going to ask. But anyway, they get to Ethiopia.
Brazil to Nigeria, when they start, will be a very short flight. It won't be as long as this. But we don't have flights.
Then you have another set of people in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, that actually also takes pictures and sends to Abba Kyari and his men
in Lagos
here.
Lagos, Nigeria.
And then they get to the airport, which I'm beginning to think, first things first, they're claiming that this was in a lot of these things, is it me, but is it because of what they're trying to do, or the drugs people themselves? That's why they don't go to the busy airports like the Abuja airport, or at least according to these people, it's the Enugu airport they're going to, maybe because there is less security presence in these places.
The thing is, you still hear about drug bust in Lagos. Mm-hmm. You see about it in Abuja, right? Which
is more rampant. Like you hardly hear in all these other.
But what it means is that they must have studied the system, and what you said is probably very profound. That they're saying that, look, they don't have that much eyes or eyeballs on them in Enugu, so route your flights
through Enugu and then get out.
Because the thing about criminals is that they are always one step ahead. Law enforcement is always playing catch up. Mm-hmm. That's why you are investigating.
Everywhere in the world, because when there is a crime, that's when you.
Yeah, so they are always one step ahead. Mm-hmm, that's the thing about criminals. Mm-hmm. One step ahead of everybody. So again, that's where people like Abba Kyari come in. They're supposed to preempt these people and catch them in the act or prevent them from carrying it out. And he found a way.
He did find a way. So
but the sad part is, imagine if this is drug cartel was meant to us busting.
Which is, to be honest, is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Meaning that we've seen, even if you don't know, in movies, how people work undercover in these cartels just to get. So I personally think it's a fantastic idea to get people. The people carrying the drugs don't know that you're watching them anyway, and then they get into the country safely, and once they're out, they get these people, arrest them, most likely get them into the system as arrested people, but then on transit from that place, the drugs are swapped.
Yeah, with fake drugs.
With fake drugs. And I think
maybe powder.
And like you said,
yeah,
it's a fantastic idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fantastic chain of network that would probably cut off a lot. But instead of using it in a good way, use that
to enrich themselves.
To enrich yourselves. And I have a question. First question. Abba Kyari and what's it called? Let's be honest with it. Their business is 100% profit. They don't own the drugs.
They don't
have they don't have to pay anybody to carry the drugs. They don't have to pay for flight tickets. Nothing.
So all that thing I said yesterday comes to bear. Olegbe. A thief has carried it and a thief has stolen it from the thief.
Basically, yeah. And then, but my first question is that how, because from this statement, it's definitely obvious it's not the first time.
No.
And it's obvious that
it's been going on for a while.
Their network doesn't just stop at when they collect the drugs. Their network, because if you read the original statement of the NDLEA, you will see that it was a matter of days. They swapped the drugs, they sold it. So they also have a network of how these drugs get into the system and they're being sold. Yeah? My first question is, even if the original carriers of those drugs, they do not know anything about it, how do the drugs even get past security at the airport in the first place?
Sorry, did I say million? The $1 billion question.
Because that's where it starts from. I honestly, as much as NDLA is doing fantastic, I'm not sure they will say that all their officials are clean in this matter.
Yeah, there are rules around things like this.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if an airline carries someone that does not have a valid visa,
mm-hmm.
and you take the person from point A to point B, the airline gets fined for it.
Yeah, because...
So, there are a lot of things that are in place. Again, border patrol. For instance, I watch a lot of border patrol, the Australian border. I think they are the toughest in the world. You know? You see how these things are set up. And you understand, okay, so thank God we've both been out of the country. We've been to different parts. US, UK, and other places. You see how strict they are.
Yeah.
So, how does any drug dealer leave those countries or go into those countries with drugs?
With drugs. See.
Ordinary food items that you take.
You have to...
If you are not careful, they'll put you in quarantine like this person. So do you get what I'm saying?
You have one funny smell from your bag.
Oh, you're gone.
Game over.
You have your perfume.
You have body cream.
Oh, yeah.
That is liquid. Out.
You're gone.
Everything is just...
So how do they get 25 kg? Because the bone of contention, the deal that Abba Kyari was striking was about 5 kg of 25 kg.
25 kg. And my question is, as much as NDLEA says that their officials are not culpable, but your officials are at the airport. Is either these people know about it, or you are negligent,
or they're incompetent.
Is either or. There's no. Either you know about it.
Being negligent is you being nice. It's incompetence.
It's either you know about it or you are being negligent.
Because at times,
how did it even pass you?
At
talk
times,
less of the policeman outside arresting them.
A lot of people say they don't want to break the law, but they will make sure that they are not around when crimes are being perpetrated. Yeah. So it could be any of those things.
So you either know about it.
How are these drugs being moved?
Whichever way.
From Brazil to Ethiopia to Lagos.
Nigeria. Nigeria. So the only thing, I'm sorry, but for me, someone like the Director General needs to look into it. If I'm their boss, you either know about it.
Remember when we were talking
about, or you are not doing the job you are getting paid for.
Remember when we were talking about Dowen College and Sylvester Oroma in this case? And we've talked about this a lot of times. Agencies, parastatals, businesses, individuals do not have proper payout skills. Like they're quickly going to come out and deny what they don't even have to respond to, or respond to things in a certain way that it will be used against them. In this scenario, the NDLEA should not have said that their men are not culpable.
I'm sure that
what they should have said
a lot of angles people are not looking at.
That they're definitely going to have to investigate.
Yes.
That airport and even all the other airports.
Everybody, the customs now, because every security agent that is attached to that airport is culpable. Every single one of you. You either don't know about it,
even when you're leaving Nigeria by road or coming into Nigeria by road, you would find all these agencies there.
Yes.
They are there.
So how do you come to me tell me I'm your boss, and then you tell me that you didn't know this amount of drugs passed by you?
Drug enforcement agency, and you're positioned at, let's say, the land border at Badagry. Mm-hmm. If any drug passes through, it's your fault.
It's your fault, because that's the reason why you're there in the first place. Which, if the borders or the airports, if they're doing their jobs, according to the statements of these arrested police officers, they won't find these people to arrest when they come out of the airport. Mm-hmm. So we really need to look into these are a lot of issues that we need to look into. How is it that Nigeria is such a very easy transit point for a lot of these drugs?
You know, again, I repeat, Abba Kyari did not work alone.
Oh, obviously. And now
there are definitely other people, which I feel are highly placed people too, who might be involved. You know, so I pray he sings like a bird though. Like he sings like Trey Songz, you know, and we like the way Trey Songz sings.
Okay, what are you up to? You're
nothing,
about to say something.
Nothing, I'm just talking about music. I like Trey Songz, Chris Brown.
Since you decided to talk about music, did you see the picture of Rema with Chris Brown?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's all over. I saw it.
So there's going to be a collaboration. So it looks
like there is a Rema Chris Brown.
Rema is going to go places.
Yeah.
You already know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like his new song. I like the vibe about that song. I've seen the video too. Interesting. So Rema and Chris Brown coming to your eardrums very soon.
Definitely.
Can't wait. Still talking music?
Still talking about music here.
Wizkid
and being weeks on the, oh my God.
66 weeks on the Billboard. I think it's a Billboard album chart or something. 66 weeks. It ties a Cape Verdean singer who is also a Grammy winner at 66. And what it means is that this time next week, if the album is still
it will be chart, the first African.
67 weeks.
So, but that's amazing though.
Made in Lagos.
That's amazing.
Made in Lagos. The Made in Lagos album, Dolukbo, is a massive classic. It looks like it's gonna be an album.
It's a one in a lifetime kind of album. Yeah.
It looks like it. It's gonna be mad.
I'm talking about music. I know it's something you don't want to talk about, but I saw news today that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
was
that they're supposed to have the ceremony for this year's, I think, February 26th or something.
We're not interested.
Wow.
These people scammed Fela and Nigerians.
I don't think anybody's even talking about it anymore. Like,
we're not interested. Do
whatever it is you want to do. February 26th. It's so there is supposed to be. Sorry, it wasn't Rock and Roll Hall of Fame actually. It's official. There's an Afrobeats Hall of Fame. Now, and the first induction is scheduled for February 26th. Yes. It's supposed to happen at the it's supposed to happen in Lagos, actually. Maybe it's time I know you had talked about it. You had talked about it before, so yeah.
Yeah, even last week I was still saying it's time we had our own thing, our own Hall of Fame, even our own Grammy, like put together properly. Not some award that some people just sit down and decide who they're going to give, but an award that is based on merit. You look at every aspect of music and you bring eggheads together, people who really understand the industry.
Exactly. And Talking about music, somebody is in music in for the wrong reasons, and is a person of Trey songs.
Oh, Trace. Oh, maybe that's why I was remembering his songs.
Yeah,
The
I
guy,
see.
he can sing.
It's beautiful. I personally really do like Trey Songz music though. It's very
You can get it now.
it's a very talented.
It's the one that did
musician.
that song with Tiwa Savage, right?
No, that's Omarion.
Omarion.
That's Omarion.
Oh, Omarion.
That's Omarion.
Get it now.
So Trey Songz is in the news as he's being sued for $20 million.
What did you do this time?
Is it's been alleged a woman is
As
accused him of raping her anally after they had consensual sex in 2016.
Okay, so I looked into the story. Shout out to Yahoo News and all of that. I looked into the story, and she is the third person being represented by the same lawyer. There are two other women who are suing Trey Songz for rape. They have accused him of raping them at different times. Now, in this lady's case, because she's being referred to as Jane Doe, her identity has not been revealed. In this lady's case, she had consensual sex with him before, not that day, but before. She's not a new person.
No, according to the story I read, there was actually also consensual sex that day.
The story that's out there now, which also has quotes from Trey Songz's lawyer, is that she was invited over, which she went, and she actually even agreed to go upstairs with him. And she complained that she didn't like the way he said, "Oh, that booty, I'm going to get into it today," and blah blah blah, on the way up to the room. And at that point, she had already said, "No, you're not going to do that." So they get in the room, and one thing led to another, according to this report, and he forced himself on her, and it was anal sex, and she didn't like that. She didn't ask for that. She didn't consent to that. So, as it stands now, and which we've seen happen in more than one occasion, is that a lot of people carry things inside of them and they take it around. Oh, this has happened, but you can't talk about it. You're probably not bold enough or strong enough to talk about it, and all of that. So she said that when this happened, she left the place in anger. She grabbed her clothes and left, and she called an Uber. And it was the Uber guy, saw how she was, that took her to an hospital. So there might just be proof that he did it, because she went from his house to
a hospital. That's where my issue comes. Now,
even after that has happened, we know that criminal or civil cases are charged in a certain way, handled in a certain way. And there are cases where even when the individual does not want to press charges, the state will take it up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it happens in the case of rape. I don't know.
I think it only happens with minors.
So, in this case, this lady might have been carrying this scar about with her until she heard about two other women. Then she decided to come out. Now, asking for money is where I draw the line. I'm not saying they shouldn't do what they want to do, but I'm just saying that justice at times
shouldn't you be pushing for
justice for yourself at times is bigger and better than any amount of money you can get. Maybe a compensation might be paid to you based on how much you might have spent, to see a shrink and get drugs and treat yourself and all of the trauma that might have ensued from this alleged rape. But when you're suing someone for a certain amount, it starts to look like a shakedown. Which
is also one of the issues I have with this issue. Like, we already know that things like rape are very difficult to prove in court. That's one. Two, shouldn't you be pushing for the fact that this person, if it is true, this person goes to jail so that they don't do it to somebody else?
That should be your driving force. apart from them not doing it to someone else, the fact that you even get some kind of closure and knowing that someone who took advantage of you can actually be dealt with legally. Look, rape is a bad thing. I will never condone rape. And it's a topic that people don't talk about, but men get raped too.
Oh, yeah.
And it's traumatic for men or women who go through it. So once there's an allegation, there's already a bias. But if it is proven that Trey Songz did these things, then
for me, everybody should
pay.
Everybody should. You do it.
The only part
face the
that I
consequences.
differ, and maybe some people will come and correct me and say, "Oh, look, get the money while you can." Fine, if that's your thing, you know. But most times, for me, it's about justice, and the way the lady has narrated that story. If she's not lying, there might be some problems in store for, because this is the third person that is suing Trey Songz through the same lawyer.
So, let's move on to something a little bit nicer. Still talking about music. You remember a few months ago, Davido had come out that his friends should give him money.
Yeah, it was a few days to his birthday.
It was a few days to his birthday.
And he went on some crazy fundraiser.
And people actually did give him money. He got about 200 million. He added his own 50 million to it. Had about 250 million. I think a day or two after, he came out to say that
Gave it all away.
he was going to give all the money to charity and all that.
And now Charity is a very rich girl.
About yesterday, this was yesterday, one very controversial Twitter.
Some Daniel guy, right?
Yeah. Came out to say that where is all the money that Davido said he was going to send to people, blah, 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 blah. And I think Davido replied immediately there was a whole report of how all these monies were spent, how 292 orphanages across the country got 250 million naira of this money.
Yeah, at different values, actually. Why raise money for 250 when you can raise money for 292? You understand? I would have loved the situation where each got 1 million naira.
1 million
and
naira.
then just stopped at 250.
Yeah.
But you see, the committee that he set up, the eggheads involved,
I think they've done an amazing work because they went virtually every, I didn't expect
there was verification involved.
There was a lot of
screening process and everything, and they were able to achieve this feat working as a team. Look, I've probably never said it before, but Davido, I think you're an amazing human being, and the lives that you have touched, I'm sure you do not know. You don't know you don't know how far you've gone, because 292 or so orphanages. Add
that to the number of children that is in each orphanage.
If we have politicians reaching 292 orphanages, musicians reaching, at some point these orphanages will pack up. You know why? Because those kids will be so well taken care of that they would grow and they would take in people, and the world would just be a better place. You get that we're able to bless people. It's a major blessing for us too. So wherever those monies came from, I pray that they all get replenished, more than they've given, in Jesus' name. I'm so impressed with Davido. This is massive. This is massive. This is huge.
It is. It definitely is huge. And talking about, still talking a bit of entertainment, something very hilarious though. I don't know if you saw this post. I saw it yesterday. I don't know why I didn't talk about it yesterday. Nigerian gospel singer Sammy Okposo. You saw his tweets about.
I don't ever see tweets from Sammy.
No, it was on Instagram, where he was. The post started with Valentine's Day, where he was telling his wife that you are my forever Valentine, and
I'm trying to react for the camera so that they'll see how exasperated.
How he was celebrating his wife on their 12th wedding anniversary. And I'm like, okay. And they had like a whole photo shoot.
Let me do Sigh.
His friend, his love, his support, his co-pilot, his queen. 12 years down, forever to go.
Then minus 1 year of
Let me just see what's getting my mind.
of Boston.
Let me not
So
come to
remove that 12. Remove 1 year from the 12. Say 11 years down.
I honestly would have felt that.
I'm not going to say more than that.
If he has a very nice PR person, there was no need.
Why did he even shut down? At some point, he shut down social media. He came back to social media.
They came back, and then you post
suddenly
this.
Became
your wife is suddenly
sinless.
your forever Valentine.
And she went with him for a photo shoot.
Yes, she did.
Love is strong.
See, okay, don't let me turn.
A wise man once said. A wise man once said.
But
come with me.
Woman.
Something.
Women, you poor are messing up.
A wise man once said something.
Let's just move on.
Love is not enough, baby. Come with me, Molowo. You see?
What's that supposed to mean?
Love is not enough now.
Anyway.
It should be relevant at some point. We'll find out when.
It's because whatever you are saying. Anyway, let's come back to Nigeria and a few things that.
Samuel, post is Nigeria. We're still in Nigeria.
Easy.
Mm.
You know, he's half Nigerian, he's half American now.
No, it's not. It's still Nigerian.
He has ties all over.
Is his children? Is his
He has ties all over.
Did he have twins?
I don't know.
Is his child in the America that is?
He has ties all
that is
over.
A foundational, foundational American.
Yeah, a very wicked person. You see, you're still talking about that thing. Anyway, the NNPC has now announced that they are all depots and retail stations should begin a 24-hour distribution of petrol. They have said that over 1 billion liters of clean PMS is in stock right now, and it's being in distribution.
I like the emphasis on clean PMS. Premium.
Now we're not talking
motoring spirit.
Which in the first place is supposed to be premium.
Premium.
But now there's clean. Now it's now CPMS. You know.
No, CPMS.
CPMS now.
So
it's now clean, premium.
CPMS.
So see what you're looking at.
PMS.
You understand? See what you're buying. So it's
I think they're doing all they can to alleviate this issue. It's turning out to be the longest fuel scarcity under the government of Buhari, because most times it's 2-3 days it's gone, or it never happens at all when you expect it to, or when you're threat about it. But 24-hour service might not work.
It might not work.
It's not me that.
Security.
It's not me that's going to buy fuel at 2 a.m.
But you know that. Remember that during fuel scarcity, people actually leave their cars and sleep.
People sleep
so
there now.
Don't use your own to judge.
Me now. I'm talking about me. I'm speaking for me.
Nigerians we buy.
There was one time that we went to queue now. One man's wife brought breakfast there now. And I understand why the man was in front of us. His wife brought me at Yaba now, Sabo Yaba.
Oh my God.
His wife came.
God, Nigerians
with pajamas and wrapper, and she brought food.
Nigerians have no chill.
There. When now we're saying, how did this man get here before us? He slept there.
He slept there.
We left our house at 4:30 to go and queue for fuel.
The man was there overnight. That's why I'm like, don't mess with Nigerians. But I don't see why it's not feasible. Number one, security wise,
we're not going to.
I don't think it works. Number two, do these filling stations, do they even have that staff strength? You want to kill this filling station?
No, it's more business for them if they can pull it off. But the only thing that I see happening is if the supply is constant, the filling stations they want to sell because they're making money.
Yeah, if the supply is constant, this thing would ease off.
What it is that you can extend the operation or operating hours to say, filling stations will now open at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. You understand? And close instead.
Some people already
instead of
do
closing
anyway.
at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. they will close at 12 or 12:30 or 1. So you get again a lot of trucks and commercial vehicles actually move at night. So they might avail themselves of that opportunity to buy fuel,
buy whatever they need. So that already takes
but
off.
what the NNPC is not talking about is the fact that so many people are buying fuel at exorbitant prices from the pump. Some people have paid as high as 300, 400
yeah, this is what
liter.
DPR used to do. Who's supposed to, I think they are now
There's a new
there's a new agency for that. What are they doing?
So what they need to do is look into that and make sure that they get it sorted. They get it sorted. So they need to look into how people are being forced to part with extra monies, at the filling station. It's not fair on Nigerians,
it's not.
Especially knowing that the government is paying billions of naira on subsidy. So if government is subsidizing fuel,
and
it's supposed
subsidy
to be
is increasing by the day, because as of yesterday,
the price of
crude is about $96. As much as it's supposed to be a lot of money for Nigeria, that money is literally just being transferred back as subsidy at the end of the day, because the higher the price, the higher the subsidy they would have to pay. And talking about crude oil, it's said that next month Edo State is to begin its own 2,500, is actually the location of a 2,500 barrels per day modular refinery.
Yeah.
It's the place is also supposed to have a 5 megawatt power plant as well.
Adding more to the national grid is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that even the transmission company of Nigeria is expanding its capacity.
Yeah, they got about 15 transformers.
Mm-hmm. So kudos to whoever is building these facilities in Edo State. Modular refineries are the way to go, and that's the way we can at least meet our local demands for the byproduct of crude.
And let's be honest with ourselves, is we know that one of the major issues of Nigeria is the importation of this fuel. Until we stop it,
local consumption
if we can,
is high.
Yeah, if
and
we
we
can
need
produce,
to meet that demand.
If we can produce what we're consuming,
we will even spend less on forex. Using ad-end forex to import.
It would affect so many things. It will really change a lot of things.
Importing something that we have in large numbers.
It's almost ridiculous. It is almost ridiculous. And also today, Nnamdi Kanu was in the news today, and he's actually in court today. He was in court today, even though his case has again been adjourned. But before the case was adjourned, it's almost like there's always drama around it. Today, as of yesterday, his younger brother had tweeted. No, sorry. Why do I always keep saying on Facebook? I posted on Facebook that there's new evidence that is going to exonerate his brother, and that according to new evidence, there's really no proper documentation that Nnamdi Kanu is in Nigeria. That technically he's still supposed to be in Kenya.
What does that mean? Does that document exonerate him from the statements that he's alleged to have made?
So the claim is that he
was extradited without but he is here.
But he's here.
He's in court.
And he ain't going nowhere.
Well, sir, maybe his brother is a lawyer and he knows.
Nigeria that I don't see Nigeria releasing Nnamdi Kanu for anybody at this point.
No, maybe the brother knows what he's saying.
So in court today, of course we know that there's always drama. DSS had barred everybody from coming in to the court, and the judge had told them that, literally advised them that they should let court proceedings go the way they should go. And I think they finally adhered. They let people come into court so there was a lot of back and forth, and his case has now been adjourned to, I think, April the 8th.
I really pray that he gets justice. If he's innocent, let him be released. If he has committed any crime, let him pay. I pray for peace in the Nigerian nation, and that we get it right, once and for all. But I would not subscribe to any form of coercion or any manipulation, because a lot of these allegations are very heavy.
Yeah, a lot of, as of today now, it said that, remember the sit at home in the southeast, as of today, Imo State seems to be the only state that has adhered to this sit at home today. A lot of those states seem to be.
Today, Wednesday, again, they sit at home?
Yeah, they claim that there's supposed to be a sit at home days that Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh, when there's a court.
Okay. Yes, so looks like a lot of those other states are not having it anymore. But some people are still.
But what is the positive to this sit at home that's been going on? Positive.
It's hunger.
Positive.
Sorry, for you to sit at home when you have a job,
You're not answering my question. You're postulating now. You're analyzing.
No, it's hunger. And
positive from sitting at home is hunger.
That's not
weight. That's a negative.
You lose weight.
That's not a positive.
You lose weight.
Nah, come on.
It is a positive thing to the people that are sitting at home.
I don't think so. I'm actually hoping that someone who has experienced it, probably someone who lives in the eastern part of Nigeria, who understands what I just need illumination. What are the positives from sitting at home? We know the negatives. Everything she's talked about is negative. You losing weight because you can't go to work, or you lose money, that's a negative. What are the positives? I want the positives. The positives would make me understand this thing better. And many Nigerians too, who are seeking answers to this question.
Okay, and wow, our time is almost out. And we're going all the way to India, where there is now the conversation that has been going on for weeks in India about female students wearing hijabs to school. And we know that as of last week, in a particular state, they had to shut down all the schools for about 3 days. And they're back in school now. It has now said that the Indian authorities are still turning back all students that came to school in hijabs.
I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Keep religion and politics out of schools. Mm-hmm. Keep it out of education.
They're saying that as much as secondary schools, universities, when there is now supposed to be a law that everybody, anything that has to do with religion, because the minute you allow one person, I think it's just going to be chaos at the end of the day. We see it happen in Nigeria as well. It's chaos at the end of the day. We really, really need to stop it. And finally, before we go, it's sad, in Brazil, as today, one of the largest states or the cities in Brazil, Rio, has witnessed floods, and which has caused mudslides, and it's said that the death toll as of now, as in the morning, there was a report that about 24 people had died. As at the time of the time I read this report, which was about an hour ago, the death toll had increased to 34.
May the souls of the departed rest in peace.
It's a very, very sad one.
Anything that the governments can do to mitigate the effects of these floods, because it happens around this time every year. I was reading a little bit on it, and they say that number one, the topography of these areas are not helping in the first place, and the second thing is that what makes it more difficult is that a lot of these things are like shanties and the way these houses are built, which officially affects it. And I'm wondering, because I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing or it's an African thing, because even if you go to Sena climbs and all that, it's Nigeria that we build houses a lot with, or let me say Africa, they'll build houses with concrete and all that. And I think it's something that maybe a lot of countries need to really look inward. You see, even in the US, you see some states that almost year in, year out, there's some tsunami or there's some flood, there's some tornado or all sorts of things. I think that maybe if the houses are built better, and maybe, it's wood or something, maybe these things can finally be mitigated. It might help. I'm not an engineer, but I agree.
It is what it is. And on that note, that is all we'll be able to take today on the Boom. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We definitely will be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you plenty gist that has been happening all over the world. We'll come back again tomorrow. As
We have to.
You know, the one and only. You see my pretty face tomorrow. Catch you later.